Our power is gone, and I am tired of having to disconnect this every time I want to charge our jetpack. And I could upgrade our steam engine with more blaze burners and lava, but this is a jank setup and I'd like to replace it with superheating. And our superheating choice is going to be bioethanol. 1 bucket of this bad boy will keep a blaze burner seething for 20 minutes, which does mean we're going to need a pretty huge farm. That's 9 buckets every 20 minutes in order to fuel a level 18 steam engine. And although they're not too expensive, this is a lot of random stuff. And as you can kind of see off camera, I've been preparing. I'd like to do a rice and sugarcane farm in order to fuel our bioethanol supply. And just look at the sugarcane field that I have been creating. Problem is, we don't have a lot of space to put a giant power plant down around us. Too many trees, too much water. And I think this water needs to go. I don't know if 600 dirt is going to be enough, but it's surely going to be a start because I am just going to remove this water. This lake is gone. And I'm not much for terraforming, so I think we're going to just start by flattening it. Well, that's all my dirt. And I guess the lake is almost filled in. But I have this river that I'd really like not to be in the way, and I should probably fill that creeper hole. I'm not entirely keen on digging up a bunch of dirt with an iron shovel, and honestly, I think we're due for some netherite upgrades. Especially because you guys let me know about this advanced enchanting infuser, which will allow me to pick my enchantments, and like potentially even skip villagers, which would be amazing. So I think it's time we grab our handy dandy portable drill and head on into the nether. You guys also let me know that there's like, yeah, these filling tanks, which will allow me to store an amount of fuel, which seem really, really useful. So I think I'm gonna go and craft these up. The only thing is we need a lot of lava for these sturdy sheets. Suppose I could whip up a little hose pulley setup. Using Mechanism pipes should make this a lot more simple. Pretty sure once this hose pulley hits the lava, we'll have a bottomless supply. Should even get an achievement for it, honestly. Well, that just hit the bottom and I didn't get anything for it. Does this count as a bottomless supply, even with Mechanism tubes on it? Yes it does. Lava farm. Come to think of it, can I power a portable drill with lava? Oh, is that fuel? Oh, that's sick. Okay, that's helpful. I really should have a, like, proper setup for this, but I don't, so it's just this. I was gonna make multiple of these, but it takes 4 to make 1, and I kind of don't want to spend all that time. It actually takes way more than 4, because it's 4 to make the first one, and then it's 4 to upgrade it, and then it's 4 to upgrade it again. Oh, well, I'll have a bit of extra fuel, right? Yeah, 3,200 of both, that's not bad. Well, now it's just a matter of filling it, which is a very annoying process. You don't think Stuffs and Additions would have mercy on me and allow this thing to be filled with a spout, right? Like, I couldn't just... I have to physically right-click lava. Oh, that's fun. It fuels it one at a time, and only while you're holding it. Sometimes this mod makes me Dejojo the Grumpy. Well, I suppose I am at just about lava level now, so I've got my handy-dandy tanks, I've got my handy-dandy drill, I just don't want to die. That's pretty much it. I'd like to not be incinerated, and I'll be happy. Let's try to see if we can't get some netherite. Oh, that's delightful, actually. That's delightful, actually. All my grumpiness is washed away. I can use the jetpack to get some crazy acceleration in these tunnels, too, which is super nice. Oh my gosh, I've already burned through my auxiliary power? I've only found 1. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, okay. Just burned through all my power and only got 4 ancient debris. Oh, but that's actually all I needed. But don't you need 2 ingots of netherite, I hear you saying? I'm in a hole. And yes, you do need 2 ingots of netherite, but in this pack, 4 ancient debris is enough. You see, I can take my 4 ancient debris and put them in a crusher to get 3 dirty netherite scrap out of all of them. Then I just throw those in an enrichment chamber, and every one of them turns into a netherite scrap. So I've actually got 3 ingots of netherite, giving me 1 to play with, and I know exactly what we're going to do with it. But I need ender pearls for what I want to do, so I enchanted a very nice sword, and I'm now on the hunt for endermen. Always feels bad killing these guys. They don't seem like to be that bad. They don't really bother anybody. With the ender pearls collected, I can make a wireless terminal, and then with the netherite we have, I can upgrade that into a advanced wireless terminal. And this is awesome. Check this out. As long as it's in my inventory, pop, key press, boom, I've opened it. And is this a curio? It is a curio. It goes right on my belt, and now we just have infinite access to our storage. That also means I can easily craft our advanced enchantment infuser, and I have no idea how this works. I assume it needs bookshelves? Yep, looks like it. And, Oh, I do need to get used to having that wireless terminal. I went back to my storage for no reason, but let's see how this works. Shovel goes in. Whoa, okay. I would like efficiency 2 on the shovel, on breaking 3, and silk touch. 12 levels, but it guarantees it. Bonk? Whoa. Okay, so that just took 9 levels from me, but now I have this enchanted shovel? Well, thank you very much for the suggestion. That's pretty awesome. So can I modify an enchantment? Oh, that's actually really cool. I like that, actually. Oh, and you can repair it with levels as well. Oh, why don't we take our new fancy tools and go do some terraforming? Well, there we go. Nice and flat. There's definitely still some terraforming we need to do before I'm totally happy with it, but I think I'd rather do that in a live stream, so keep an eye out for an announcement about that. But otherwise, Whoa! What? Something just crash landed from, like, space. I've got an idea what that could be, and we better check it out quick. Man, I told him it'd be faster to walk, but he insisted on using the damn spaceship. What is this? Or, I guess, was this? This thing exploded bad. Is there something inside? A message! It's a message in a bottle. From space! Well, this definitely has Carl written all over it. Yep. Entirely in Quackese. Luckily, I took a few years of Quackese in high school, so I'm completely fluent. Dejojo, I hope this message reaches you. Due to entirely unforeseen circumstances, in no way related to the structural integrity of my ship, I have found myself lost amongst the stars, or more specifically, a bunch of ice. If my calculations are correct, I'm within 1 or 2 solar systems from where you are, but just in case, I've sent around 100 of these messages. I should be able to source enough resources from the wasteland to survive, but I did forget to pack my winter clothes, so please hurry. My coordinates are enclosed. Good luck. Your friend, Carl the Space Duck. P.S. The ship still would have been faster. Huh. Those coordinates. If I'm right about what those numbers mean, Carl is far. Really far. And I don't think I have the components to make it that far. At least not yet. But I'm pretty sure I know a place that might just have those resources. All the more reason to get on with the bioethanol plant, because I'm pretty sure bioethanol is a strong enough fuel to take us to the moon. And also fix our crippling stress unit problem. Which is why we're doing it in the first place. So Carl's gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. Let's get cracking on this build. And not like they say, this factory is actually going to build itself. Because in proper fashion, I've gone and made a schematic of it. A big schematic that you can find in my Discord if I remember to put it there. And if I don't, feel free to yell at me. Whoop, here comes the rain. And I'm pretty sure the material list for this is going to be absolutely massive. Yep. Well, it took absolutely ages to get everything I needed, and it was terribly boring. So we're going to skip it. But within this backpack and within this chest, we have everything we need to get this cracking. So let's load this guy up with gunpowder and hit play. Oh yeah, there we go. You guys want to do a little time lapse? You guys want to do a little time lapse, I know you guys. Ta-da! The factory! Isn't she a beaut? Obviously, we're gonna have to fill this in, but I am quite proud of this build. I think it's great. I like to think of this as it was a structure that was here before we put this in. And on our quest to find Carl, we've refurbished it, adding some new pieces to it, like this roof access behind me, which allows you to climb up this scaffolding in order to reach one of the main boilers that, you know, is all stitched together. Pipes are coming out of it as I've just gone and tried to repair it as quickly as possible. Again, we'll need a path connecting it, some terraforming, but that's all for a live stream. You'll notice, though, it's quite empty on the inside, and it's going to remain like that, actually, because this is not big enough for the power plant that we're going to be making. We need a lot of space. So we're going to be going underground, and I'd love some suggestions on what to fill this place up with. In order to dig such a big area out, I've been crafting up a ton of powdered obsidian in order to get more fuel tanks, because it does not last a while, and I don't want to fill it by hand again. I think, though, I may have a clever solution to filling it. Just need a mechanical pump, a something to power it, and something to hold the lava. Because I made an advanced fluid tank that stores 64 buckets of lava. So the reigning theory here is this is just an easier setup for fueling this. Yeah. That works a lot better. And you know what? I think we're going the whole 9 yards here. I'm going to make a whole setup for making even more of these by turning these into the plates automatically. But look at that. 3 backup fuel tanks, 3 backup filling tanks. That takes way longer than it should. And truth is, I haven't really gone and like mapped out how big I need this place to be. So we're kind of going off of vibes here. Vibes and torch spam. Alrighty, this might be big enough for our purposes. I want to make a lot of this bioethanol stuff, so maybe. But how is a big hole in the ground going to help us out? Well, it's because we need a lot of space to grow rice and sugarcane. Our handy dandy bioethanol does require sugar from sugarcane, but it also requires biomass. And something fun about biomass is it can be made with rice. Somewhere in these recipes, it can be made with rice. 2 rice and 100 seed oil. And interestingly, rice counts for seed oil. With wheat, you have a random chance of getting seeds and, 1 wheat, but with rice, you get 100% 1 rice per crop. So 3 of these guys equals 1 biomass, which is nice math. Also, to make life easier, I installed slice and dice, not because I want to use anything from here, just so that rice harvesting's easier. Because, come on, it's a Create Modpack with Farmer's Delight. You gotta have Central Kitchen. You gotta have slice and dice. I don't really feel compelled to make this place pretty since it's underground, so I think I'm just gonna start digging a pit for both of these farms, because each one of them needs to be 1 in the ground, funny enough. There's always been something a little peaceful about filling in these little water beds, I feel, And of course, this is all for the rice. Rice has to be planted, like, right in water. And this is a pretty big rice bed, so I think it should cover our purposes. Yeah, that was over a stack of rice, and it's only about halfway, so I'm gonna let that grow up as we start filling in the sugarcane segment. Now that is a beautiful sugarcane field. And this should be pretty easy to set up harvesting for. I mean, both of these are going to be harvested on the same level, so you just have 1 minecart contraption that's going to go zoom, zoom, just like that. You can also go and grab up all this background rice, or backup rice, I guess. Hey, what does that sound, zombie? Hey, now. What is he doing? Get off of my boiler, dude! Hey, get off of my boiler. I worked very hard on that boiler, Mr. Creeper. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah! I want to make these controller rails since they make these kinds of farms super easy because, as you can see, based on their texture, they're directional, which is lovely. And then we'll get the rest of this track filled in and actually replace these blocks with redstone blocks so they stay powered. And I feel like some powered rails in the center for good measure. I should also chunk load this place before I forget. Hopefully the minecart makes it the whole way. That slows down pretty bad in the middle there. Okay. Can you pick up a minecart with a thing? No. Okay. All right. That shouldn't slow down too much. Perfect. Yeah. Of course, let's get ourselves a handy dandy cart assembler. Always set your cart assemblers to lock rotation. Actually, you know what? I gotta remove this redstone block in order to get the cart assembler working right, huh? In fact, it's probably a good idea to have this guy go 1 back. That way I can leave the cart assembler here and power it with a lever. For me personally, I am a linear chassis enjoyer. I built this too high. I built the minecart contraption 1 too high. Ah, shoot. And you know what? It even has to go 1 more back. Been playing a lot of Nomi Factory, so this 3x3 mining, man, it's getting familiar. One of my favorite things about these guys is you don't have to glue these components to it. Harvesters will just stick right on, which I think is sick. Do glue your chests onto it, though. And I mean, that should be it, right? World's simplest crop farm? Click. Oh, there it goes! And it comes back. Beautiful. Look at that. Interesting. Okay, so it still just harvests the rice panicles. I thought that slice and dice made it so that harvesters harvested rice, not rice panicles. That's a lot more sugarcane than it is rice. Good lord. Sugarcane can be used to make biomass, so actually, maybe we just use the rice for seed oil then. I hope rice wasn't a bad idea. Although, considering we're gonna have to put it through crushing wheels or a mill and then filter out straw, ooh, that's a lot of sugarcane it harvested again. Like, I waited like maybe 2 minutes after that last clip, but with pumpkin seeds, we could grow pumpkins and then turn them right into seeds. All right, I'm thinking we go like full in on pumpkin and sugarcane. Also, cursed use of the drill, absolutely cursed. This rice will be used for another day. Well, there we go. We've doubled our sugarcane production because it does take 3 of these guys to make 1 biomass. And I do want to be overproducing this stuff. So let's make an entire level for pumpkins. But first, man, I'm gonna need to find more pumpkins. There's some more pumpkins. Very nice. Any pumpkins in the village that we borrowed somebody from? No. Any pumpkins near these weird ominous ruins? No. Well, maybe 112 seeds will be enough, but we're gonna have to find out. And of course, that requires digging another big hole. Hey, there's dripstone and ochrum down here. That's pretty great. Okay, cool. Side note, it looks like we're gonna have to make this a 2-tall machine, because if it isn't, it just drops a bunch of sugarcane on the ground, which is not helpful. But what is helpful is our big hole Mark II. And this time around, we're definitely gonna be building it with the intention of crops. Because as I'm sure everyone is aware, this is the most optimal form for crop placement. And I'm nothing if not optimal. Alrighty, water's in, and I added a border just so we know where the pumpkins might grow. Because I'm pretty sure best case scenario is to do like a checkerboard pattern, kind of? Or even something like the sugarcane, right? Where each pumpkin has 4 spots to grow on. You know what? I've never seen anyone do pumpkins like this. I'm overthinking it. We're gonna farm them in rows as God intended. Ah, so close to being done. Hopefully some bone meal will push us over the edge. Oh, right, you can't bone meal pumpkins. Well, you can, but not really. You know what? Is Fido Grow a fertilizer? Like, can I use it as bone meal? Oh, okay, Fido Grow I can make a ton of. Will I have enough Fido Grow? Come on, go to 100%. Yeah, baby, look at that. Full pumpkin farm. Seed oil makes a blaze burner burn, by the way. Not for very long. This is a full bucket, so we get 1/10 of this. What is that, like 20 seconds, I think? But each one pumpkin produces 4 seeds, so if we split the seeds from each pumpkin, we can easily get the heat that we need for biomass production. In fact, we could even probably just do 3 seeds into biomass and 1 seed into heating. Oh, shoot, we're at a redstone. Dang it. Is there an easy way to farm that? Kinda. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. I looked at it. Hey, he's griefing my thing. What is bro doing? Oh, he's grumpy because of the rain. Is something invisible right there? What is happening in my world right now? I just wanted to enchant my glue. Well, I did some off-camera mining, but mostly just for redstone. I also got a fun new hat. Looks like we got our sugarcane farm repaired, and this should be super satisfying? Oh yeah, look at it go. Beautiful. I do love a good row of pumpkin. Alrighty, let's see how the pumpkin one runs. Very slow. Yeah, that makes sense. But does it make it all the way and come home is the question. Yes. That's a lot of seed oil. Or, well, it will be once we actually process this stuff. So let's finally get some portable storage interfaces. Oh my god, it's been 2 seconds. Look how fast that grew back. Why didn't I think of pumpkins earlier? I think to make our lives easier, we are going to be using these logistical transporters since they are so simple. And here's pretty easy. The pumpkins are just going to go into this mechanical crafter, into a little buffer barrel. Now up here is going to require a little bit more finesse because bioethanol needs sugar and biomass, and we're using sugar cane for biomass. So you know what? We're going to change things up. Portable storage interface up here. Smart chute under this guy, set to extract exactly 6 at a time. Rather, at least 6 at a time. Grab some brass tunnels, and then split it in half like that. So this line we can have go up to be processed into biomass, and then this line we crush into sugar. You know, just in case, I am going to put some signs on these because I might begin forgetting what they are. But now I can take these logistical transporters and have them set to pull from each of these. Oh, that's interesting. Logistical transporters want to try to connect to crushing wheels. Okay. Now all of these lines are going to combine because up here we could have some bins that this line splits into and then the machines process from. Honestly, not too bad. We don't want to do that just yet because that'll block our way to go up and down. And we still have some stuff to power. So this line is enough to connect to everything. It hooks up to the crafter, and through this gearbox it'll hook up to these belts. We just gotta find a decent way to power it, and honestly, I'm thinking water wheels. Maybe I'll even go and make a rotation speed controller. Oh, are you kidding me? The only thing I want to be careful of is making sure the water wheels remain in loaded chunks. Although realistically, I could just load this chunk as well for good measure. Let's just make sure stuff still keeps going in the right direction. And yeah, everything does move in the right direction. Can you use stripped wood for a casing? Oh, cool, actually. And our first rotation speed controller. Very fun. There are zombies on my lawn. Rotation speed controllers are plenty simple. You power them through one side, and then you're able to kick out power through another at a better speed. Let's go 128. Hopefully this will give 250. Well, it will give 256. Oh, shoot. How about that? Problem. Well, that's all right. We can do a little bit of jank. Right, cog, still a problem. And there we go. Okay, alright, just had to push it back by 1. Hopefully we don't need that 512 stress units. Can we go to max speed? No. No, we can't. And ta-da! Well, isn't that lickety-split? Alright, so that'll be going at max speed, and up here, I just want to make sure we're moving in the right direction, and of course we are. Beautiful. No! Oh, wait, this is a claimed chunk. That's right, okay. My precious build flashed before my eyes. So the first step of this is going to be making some seed oil. And I've gone and made these bins to go store some buffers. I think best case scenario would be to have the bins here so that they could be connected in the back. Or maybe, yeah, connected in Stop it with the creepers! Oh, God. Okay, well, can threshold switches go downwards? I didn't know they could do that. I want threshold switches so we could shut the machines off if we need to. Because now, of course, we can have a basin here, and our press goes here, powered from the side like that. Then we both get a visual indicator of how much seeds we have, and, of course, stop it! You are not welcome here. Tell your friends it was Dejojo. I know it might be bad form to use hoppers under these, but I think it's the best case. Can I, like, lock this? Huh. I don't think I can. That's an actual issue. God, these bins are useless. Well, because of that, I'm gonna go with this design, where all the items come up into this barrel and then are filtered through brass funnels. I also figure we should probably buffer some seed oil. Thinking the seed oil can come here, I think. So this would output sugarcane, like so. And this should be right underneath the tank. Perfect. And then we just run this line all the way up into both the blaze burner and the basin. I'm one short. Wah! And that should hopefully split it. So this fella's going to be producing the biomass, which we need to get from here into a basin with the sugar line. That's becoming a little difficult. Oh, I've forgotten to use my buffers for these. Ugh. All of this has to go one back. What is turning the light on? What does that do? Did I just lock this? No. Why is it on? Wait a minute. What? It pushed sugarcane below it. Is that what light up means? Oh wait, I could do something kind of cool here. This is biomass. I could set this to on mode. So this will get both the sugar and the biomass. Cool. Now the last thing we need is the netherrack. Maybe I could still use this mechanical arm here to kind of complete this like square, and it could reach from there down to there. For style points, I'm thinking we can make these cast iron catwalks. There's a really industrial looking platform to get this farm on. Alrighty, took some finagling, but I think I got it. System's pretty tight because it doesn't have to be anything else. It's just cobblestone into haunting, into netherrack, into crushing, into cinderflower, bop, boop, bap. And with the catwalks in, that actually looks pretty cool. Now, in a purely theoretical sense, if I were to hook this up to power, it would work.
Meanwhile...
Oh, I turned it on accident. Oh, shoot. What? No, what is happening? This doesn't work like that. Belts can't go sideways. Yeah, see, where did I think these guys were getting powered from? So needless to say, it did not work, but I jury-rigged it into something functional. Although notice the color of that bin and the fact that it's locked. Yeah, see, you can lock bins. You have to shift right-click them with an empty hand. Because of course that's what I would think to do. Anyways, I have to redo this redone factory because it's built off of a lie, quite frankly. Now, for all intents and purposes, this does actually make the factory a lot easier because I could just use these logistical transporters instead of complicated create stuff. It also means that when the bins up there start to fill up, so too will the barrels. So these threshold switches connected to them will be controlling the entire farm. And now we gotta do a little bit of redstone. So this is the control circuit for pumpkins. If we ever get more than 50% seeds in here, meaning the big bin is way full, it'll set off the automatic override. Otherwise, once every 4 minutes, this guy's gonna send off and collect. This circuit works almost the same way, except it's just poised to shut off if both sugar and sugarcane are overflowing. If only one of them is overflowing, we'll lock the relevant funnel, and then it'll just stop processing. Last thing I really have to do is take off the cart assemblers, as they're just causing issues with, like, unloading. And if I did all that right, we should have bioethanol in this fuel tank. Amazing. So I should be able to disconnect our lava farm, then dig a big channel this way. Hello, blaze burners. Give me your lava. In theory, this should just hook right up to the blaze burners and make them seethe. Yes! There we go. Oh, look at them all. Already filled up. And we have a level 4 steam engine? Right. This guy's too small. Of course I'd go and forget that size is a thing with steam engines. But hopefully a water upgrade will kick this guy to level 8. Yes! There, and that is 130,000 stress units. It might be a little bit ugly, but it's mine. Hopefully we'll be overproducing this stuff, because I'm gonna need it to get to a friend. I just hope Carl can hold out long enough for me to get to him.